Continuing with the preview interviews ahead of the 2024 VCT Americas season and also kickoff event, I'm here accompanied by Victor of NRG ahead of the aforementioned event. So, Victor, thank you so much for taking the time. I just want to start off by just asking how you've been doing with the season now, close to starting back up. Where's your head at? Where's the state of the team at from your perspective?
So we're just coming off a really long off season, almost 4 months, and now we're just like we've been having practice, or we've had practice for like about almost, yeah, it's about a month now. So we're just getting back into the groove of things. Having a regular schedule for every day of practice, and then I think all of us go to the gym after practice or before practice. So yeah, we're all just getting back into the groove of things. As far as the state of the team, I think it's going well. It's just been a it's just been a process getting everyone on the same page, especially because we're coming from three different teams now, Energy, Sen, and EG. So it's just been a it's just been a process of getting everyone on the same page again. Marv's obviously been with us, been with our core on optics. So, but it's still he still like took a little bit of a break, and he played a season with Sen, and so we just yeah, everyone's just getting back together.
Oh yeah, of course, and so many things has happened during this offseason in addition to the additions to the roster and just reconnecting with old teammates such as Marved. And so teams go about their business when it comes to during the offseason, be either playing matches, playing a lot of tournaments, or just opting to just rest and just um, um, gelling within themselves before the start of the season. And of course, for NRG's case, you guys decided to just not play any tournaments and just um, sync up with each other up until the start of the season. So, what in doing so, it's a two-parter. First off, why you guys didn't decide to just compete in off-season tournaments, and also in addition to that, what have you guys been specifically focusing on during the off-season with your plan in mind?
So I think the main reason why we didn't play any off season events is because we didn't have a lineup. Uh, the whole process of getting Ethan and Demon1 to the team was a really long one. We didn't even know if we knew it was possible, but and Energy was like in the process of working with EG, but we didn't know 100% that they were on the team until like a week before the announcement came out. It was like literally the day that we flew out to LA to shoot the announcement video. I think we found out a day before or 2 days before that they were on the team. So that was the main reason we didn't play any off-season events. And sorry, what was the second part of the question?
This is more so about, what was the plan of the team, the things that the team focused on after finally getting together during the off season, things focusing on that was of more importance compared to the rest.
I think the biggest thing that we're focusing on is uh the IGLing thing, and because it's a new role for Ethan. Um, so like I think the biggest part of our offseason is just getting the dynamic between Chet and Ethan, and like Chet Chet working with Ethan to share like have their vision to basically have their vision of the game aligned together, and like their their just their dynamic, and like getting everyone on the same page on how to see the game, because we've all come like we all obviously have similar viewpoints of the game, and like we all also have had success on our previous teams. So there's definitely more than one way to do things, and it's all a matter of figuring out one way that works best for us.
You mentioned about the difference in viewpoints in vision for the team as it relates to Chet and Ethan? In what ways does those visions differentiate themselves? What does Ethan see within the game that differentiates that from what Chet sees and what the rest of you guys see in particular, given that, of course, you've been with Chet for quite a long time at this point.
Uh, I don't know if I can say too much on that.
Okay.
But I think it's a matter of pacing, like how much time you want to bleed off the clock in the round, or like how fast we want to go in certain situations. Yeah,
Okay.
or like, or sorry, or like proper reactions to different situations and different protocols we'll have. Uh, yeah,
Okay. More so like timings and fundamentals, like that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Okay, okay, I understand. And and one particular thing that also want to touch upon, of course, is Marv. Everybody knows about Marv's contribution to the past squads that you've been a part of in NV and also Optic. And so, when it comes to now reuniting with Marv after seeing him play in Sentinels, has there been any difference in how, the relationship has gone, or like the synergy has gone, or is it just basically back to what it was before with no change in mind?
I wouldn't say that there's no change. Obviously we have like different players from like different players from the Optic team. Uh, and he's also coming off like an IGL role that he used to do. So like I think he's a lot more vocal now, and like he has a lot more ideas that he like ideas himself for himself and for the team that like he wants to implement on the team that he thought were really good from from Sen. So I basically he's just like a lot more vocal, and like he's a lot more. I think he's a lot more confident in his ideas now.
How does that play into the communication aspect within the team, given that, of course, Ethan is going to be calling, and then you and your other teammates in Crashes, and also a little bit of Demon1 will also have their own input, if that's the right thing to describe it. So, how does bringing in someone such as Marv, who has been in IGL for a good amount of time last year, play into how, Ethan and also Chet does it?
Uh, I think it's gonna be. I think we just have to find the right balance in our communication, and because we have like five really experienced players and five players who have found success on their previous team, so obviously they'll have a lot to say. Uh, so it's just finding the right balance and like just not having too many ideas being thrown out at once, and just letting like a few like two, maybe three people talk per round. Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is just finding a balance and like just getting everyone on one idea, because sometimes we'll have like five different ideas because five people want to do something different. So it's just it's just about getting on to one page together.
Yeah, and I now also want to now pivot towards, Demon1 and his contribution to the team and what it's like playing with him, because of course, it's a change from artists of last year to now Demon1, and given the fact that he's in his peak condition, having won the world championship with Evil Geniuses, how has it been, fitting him into the whole team, and just your perspective on to him as a player, and how he differentiates from the likes of artists and Yay, people that you, of course, your former teammates.
Uh, I think okay. Well, obviously the most obvious thing is that his mechanics are like world class. Like they're world class, but they're like at the next level of world class because everyone has world class mechanics on the international stage, but like his are a step beyond that. So he has that. I think he has that edge on a lot of players. Um, but not just that. Like I think he's also a really intelligent player. Like he knows not only how to set himself up, but like he knows how to set his teammates up. For example, like if he's like opping on an angle, like he'll know how to set his teammates up based on his line or on his angle. And I think he has a really good understanding on the macro of the game and like strategy. Uh yeah, so I'm just like I'm pretty impressed on like all facets of his game.
Although I know it's the start of this upcoming year, and not much, not any, well, not really, not much, but more so, not any officials have been played so far. Is there? Would you rank? Where would you rank Demon 1 when it comes to your duelist teammates over the years? Is, or is that like the right time to ask such a question?
Uh yeah, I'll say it's too early to answer that question. I don't like to compare it to past teammates.
Okay, okay. You just gotta get the season started to in order
Yeah,
to
yeah.
compare to make
I'll
that
hold off on
comparison.
that.
All right, of course, of course, of course. Now I want to now pivot towards the public's perception of this team, because of course when it comes to looking at NRG and its new lineup, people are saying, oh, this is a super team. This, of course, they're gonna be one of the main contenders towards winning VCT Americas. And so for you, how do you view those kinds of expectations for this team as someone that has scaled the mountaintop and won a Masters and have come close to winning champions? How has those kinds of expectations affected the team and also yourself? Does it give any pressure? Does it not give any pressure? Does that give you a different sort of perspective as to how you will approach this season?
Um I would say, and I think this goes for all of us. I don't think the pressure affects us too much, like especially because we put those expectations on ourselves as well, not just the community. Like we expect ourselves to do well. We expect ourselves to win as many events as we can. Um, and our the core of our team, for example, myself, Crashes, and Chet, and Marv too. Like we've been at the top of the region for so long now. Like it's just it's it's just no. I guess used to it. Like we're just used to that kind of environment and the expectations. So I don't think it'll change. I don't think it'll change like how we approach the season. We're just gonna practice as always, practice as normal. We're not gonna underestimate any team just because we're labeled as a super team. We know it's Valorant. Any team can win, and because it only takes 13 rounds, and then there's ultimates that are very hard to counterplay. So no, I don't think the pressure is just like an extra thing, but I don't think it doesn't change anything.
Will this finally be the year in which you win a domestic title?
Hopefully, hopefully. We're trying to get one of those under our belt. So it's actually I think it's escaped us every year. I think we come second every time domestically.
Yeah, it's been one of the biggest headaches for for you. I think I also talked to you, yourself, and also artists after the VCT Americas final, and hopefully you're able to do exactly that and just fulfill that long elusive goal.
Yeah.
Um, a few more questions before I wrap it up. I want to know who, as given the fact that people are looking at you guys as like one of the front runners for the league, I'm kind of interested on seeing how you view the rest of the other teams within the league, and most specifically, who do you view as like your top contender? The team that you want to take on and just show your worth.
Um, I would say I think playing against Sentinels is probably always fun because the crowd is always packed at Sentinels games. So it's always fun playing in front of a huge crowd. Uh, I don't know. I kind of want to play everyone because everyone's just like talking their thing, talking their smack. But I also want to play like against the other like quote unquote top three teams because people say it's us and then Lev and then it's Sentinels that are expected to do very well. So I just want to play against those teams as well.
Do you have any smack talk that you want to give to anyone, any opponent in particular?
No, I don't smack talk.
Okay. All right, all right, all right. One more question before I wrap it up. More so towards your expectations, and I know you talked a little bit about how the team is, how the team is doing, and how it squares up against the rest of the league. But what are your expectations for the team and also for your individual performance for this season?
Yeah, I think for us, anything that's not making every event is gonna be well, I'll start from Madrid, but making anything that's not making Madrid and doing well at Madrid and potentially winning it is probably gonna be a failure to us or considered a failure by us. Just because like this team was built to win, I think is the best way to put it. Like we went out we after our stint at champions, we just went after like the team or we acquired players from the team that just won the most recent champions. So I think anything less than a very, very good performance by us this year is gonna be a failure. And by that I mean like making every event I'll say top 3 or top 4 at every event. Anything less than that would be very bad for us.
Mhm.
And as far as individual performances, yeah, I'm gonna expect myself to do well. I'm gonna try my best to do well. Yeah,
All right, you've done the talk. Now it's time to do the walk. I really appreciate you, Victor, for taking the time during this interview, and best of luck goes to you in the future.
thank you.